Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the Sexy Ninja, and the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. We're talking about Monday Night Raw, May 13th, 2024. Cole, Pat on commentary. We're in Greensville, South Carolina. And we started off with a pissed-off Drew McIntyre. He comes out, and this is the quarterfinals for tonight of the Queen and King of the Ring tournament. But we started off with Drew. He's angry. He's mad. You know, he's obsessed with CM Punk, and he says, look, Punk's not here. He only shows up to the big towns, brother. And so in doing so, Drew McIntyre goes on this great promo, and here comes Damian Priest, and Damian's like, dude, and Damian's spitting fire as well, and he's telling him, like, of course, you're blaming everyone else except yourself, Drew, but I'll tell you this, once your arm is healed, and once you are ready to go, I will give you an opportunity for this championship. And I'm like, let's fucking go. We have a Queen of the Ring package, round one. You know, everything that happened last week. We even do it for the men's. We do some how we got here moments throughout the show, which I really liked. Next up, we have Basler with Stark, and Damage Control walks up on them, and this is all happening in the parking lot as everyone's getting to the show, getting ready to put on a show. So a little bit of tension there, but that goes into our first match of the night, Queen of the Ring tournament quarterfinals here, EOS Sky versus ShainaBasler. Man, I really enjoyed this match a lot, and I wish ShainaBasler got a better push than she's getting right now, but she attacked EOS Sky before the match, which was awesome, and it was a great back-and-forth battle between these two, and I can see EOS Sky moving all the way up to getting that crown. I really can. If anybody I'm pulling for, it's either EO, but most definitely Tiffany Stratton being the Queen of the Ring, because both are very talented, but those are the two I'm pulling for in this tournament. Jackie does an interview real quick with EOS Sky. EO goes on in her language, and she gets out, and Pat's like, okay, well, I guess that's what she said. There's some great stuff. The Judgment Day's backstage. Carlito's back there. He's with Damian Priest, and he's just going on. He's like, what's this guy, huh? What's going on? And Carlito's like, hey, man, I want to be an amigo. I want to be a friend. I want to be part of the Judgment Day. And looking like you're down mommy and everything like that, maybe I could help. He goes, but I'll prove myself. I will, you know. And Damian's like, fine, you know, do what you got to do, but you're not welcome here, especially by me. And Carlito walks away, and Dom and his little mustache, because he's hurt. Then we have Alpha Academy backstage as well. Chad is giving them some notes, if you will, saying like, hey, you know, I went and talked to Adam. I got some opportunities for Otis, and I got Tozawa. And at first he's like, Otis is going to take on Bronson Reed. He goes, no. You're going to take on Sami Zayn. You're going to take him out because you're my number one guy. And Tozawa, if you do that dance... That was some great stuff right there, man. And Ivy walks up, you know, after he insults Maxine for not winning her match for the Queen of the Ring tournament, and then she walks away, and Ivy walks up, and he's like, hey, and Chad's like, hey, look here. I don't know why you are investing so much of your time in that Taylor Not So Swift. I was like, whoa. Chad's a dick, and I love it. I've said it over and over. Chad's a dick, and I love it. Truth and Adam are backstage. Miz rolls up, like, hey, man, stop getting matches for us, you know. But Adam has an idea. We're going to have a number one contendership match for the tag team titles. That'll be later on. It'll be the Judgment Day versus the Creed Brothers versus New Catch Republic versus Authors of Pain. And here comes Kiana James, a new addition to the Monday night roster. I'm very excited to see where we go with her, because I am a fan of Kiana James. I think she brings a lot to the table, especially with her character, and yeah, I'm all for it. Kathy is backstage with the New Day, and we got a Kofi Kingston that is not playing around. He is very serious. He is very into the moment, and he has a big match with Gunther for the King of the Ring tournament quarterfinals, and that's going to be up next. But queen right here, Lillian Garcia, introduced by Samantha, and Lillian giving Samantha her flowers. That was such a special moment right there between those two. Lillian introduces Kofi Kingston, and I was like, she still got it. She still has it, man. And that was really awesome. And here comes Gunther, introduced by Samantha. But we have this match here, and you talk about a battle. Kofi attacks Gunther before this. I don't know if that was the strategy that he heard ShainaBasler talking about in the back, like, I'm going to attack this person first. But that's what Kofi does, and then we get right into the match, and Gunther wins. And everybody's speculating, just like I am, like, oh yeah, Ilia Dragonov is tonight. Are we going to get Ilia Dragonov and Gunther part 3? Are we going to get that? Are we going to get that? Please, Lord, please. That's what we're begging to the wrestling gods. But we'll get to that moment. We will. And Jackie is backstage with Lyra, because Lyra has a match in the Queen of the Ring quarterfinals as well. And here comes Becky, that's her homie. Then here comes Liv, and Liv is like, why Becky a bitch? And Lyra's like, why don't you tell her yourself? And Becky does this weird little jab punch, whatever. Liv drops to the floor, and Becky's like, bitch. Oh man, the PG era is dead, and I love every second of it. But after Kofi lost to Gunther, here comes Karrion Kross, backstage, and goes to Kofi, says something mysterious, and Kofi's like, huh, okay. And Xavier's like, what was that about? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, are we slowly gonna have Kofi go to the dark side? We shall see. It's a new day indeed. Bronson Reed versus Tozawa. How do we think this was going to go? Chad Gable was outside, and he's yelling at Tozawa, telling him no dance, and Bronson Reed got the win. Chad Gable is pissed with Tozawa, starts criticizing him, and being the Chad bully he is. Next up, we have Gunther and Ludwig backstage. Gunther has his win, and he says, I don't want to talk to this person. Ludwig, you talk. And Ludwig is talking about Gunther and how we need to respect him because he's a ring general and everything like that. And yeah, this is the new Imperium. Will we have new members? We don't know. Then we have Jackie with Adam backstage. New Catch Republic says, thank you for the opportunity for this number 1 contendership. Here comes Braun Breaker. And he's like, hey, why wasn't I in the King of the Ring tournament? I should have been in the tournament, Adam. And Adam's like, well, I need a drink. His catch line. Queen of the Ring quarterfinal match, Zoe Stark versus Lyra. This was a good match. I thought it was a better pairing than Ivy and Zoe from last week because those two were just not clicking, but these two did. And Lyra got the win. I was like, oh, we are going full on pushing her up. Okay, let's do it. Let's see what Lyra can do in the spotlight. And Jackie does an interview with her, and Lyra's like, this is who I am, and I'm here, and I'm going to show everybody why I was a former NXT champion, and I'm going to shine very, very hard here on WWE's Monday Night Raw. We got a Jey Uso promo. Yeet. He's got a big main event. Ilia Dragonov. That ain't no joke, man. That ain't no joke. And I'm excited. Next up, we have Sami Zayn versus Otis. Chad's on the outside telling Otis, like, hey, I don't want to see the worm. I don't want to see this. I want you to beat up Sami Zayn. Take him out because of the big triple threat match at the King and Queen of the Ring show May 25th. Chad has an opportunity to get the Intercontinental Championship, so he wants Otis to be serious. He doesn't want him to do stupid things because he knows those stupid things are going to make him lose this match. Otis is fighting it. He wants to shake. He wants to wiggle. We love Otis, and he does it. He does his version of the worm, or caterpillar, as people call it, but he did it. But Sami Zayn got the win, and Chad came in and really criticized Otis, pulled him out of the ring, slapped Otis in the face, and all of us were like, "You bitch, not Otis." And Otis was like, he was sad. I mean, I got sad, but Chad was like, "Come on, Otis, come on, quit embarrassing me." And Otis was like, "Okay." So when Otis turns on Chad, it's gonna be huge. Next up, we have Braun Breaker with Ivy. Doesn't like bullies. The Creed brothers are here, and, of course, Ivy. And out of nowhere, JD McDonough rolls up and is like this. Hey, gets in Braun Breaker's face, and Braun's like, the fuck are you? Oh, man, that was great. And he's like, you're barking up the wrong tree, man. And JD McDonough's like, I'll bark up any tree I want, son, because I'm part of the Judgment Day. And next up, we have Becky Lynch versus Dakota Kai. This ends in a DQ because Damage Control cannot control themselves. And as they're beating down Becky, here comes Lyra. And for the save, they get Damage Control out of there. And then here comes Liv Morgan, and she attacks Becky Lynch. So we are building these two, and it's going to be a big match at the King and Queen of the Ring show, May 25th. Jackie is backstage with an Ilia Dragonov, and we got a moment where Gunther rolls up, and I'm looking at these two, and I watched her match in WXW. Oh, so good. I want to go do a recap of NXT UK, so that's on the table right now. If you all are interested in that, I'm thinking of doing an nWp rewind and revisiting feuds and stuff like that. So that's in the works, but seeing these two together on the same screen got me jolly. The next up, we have our number one contender tag team for the championships. Miz and Truth are outside, ringside, watching this match, and this was a banger. Judgment Day, Creed Brothers, New Catch Republic, Authors of Pain. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this match, but the Judgment Day got the win. Finn Balor, JD McDonough, they're going to go after those tag team championships, and I'm excited. I am very excited because I feel like Finn Balor deserves the world. I felt like Finn at least should have got to the quarterfinals of the tournament, but no, he was taken out pretty quick. So now he's teaming up with JD McDonough, and hopefully we can bring some gold back to the Judgment Day, even though Damian has his championship as well. And then next up, we go into Ilia is backstage getting ready. Ricochet walks up and is like, hey, respect. Next time that ain't going to happen. Ilia Dragonov's like, okay, well, I'm right here. And so this feud is going to be building, and there's been a lot of talk of Ilia Dragonov and Gunther at Bash in Berlin later on this summer. That's a huge match. And this is where we get down to the nitty-gritty of things, and we have the Judgment Day backstage with Carlito. Carlito's like, hey, check it out, man. I helped your boys. I helped the Judgment Day get that number one contendership. And Damian Priest is like, okay, now you're an amigo. Don't fully trust you just yet, but maybe you can still prove yourself. And Carlito's like, hey, at least I'm an amigo. Yeah. Next week, we're in Greensboro, North Carolina. And now our main event, Jey Uso versus Ilia Dragonov, a fight. These two, I think Ilia Dragonov pulled a lot out of Jey Uso when this made this match a back-and-forth battle between the two. And Jey Uso gets the win, and everyone's like, Triple H teased us. He's like, he almost gave us Gunther versus Ilia Dragonov, but that's the difference between a Triple H and a Tony Khan. Tony Khan's a matchmaker. Tony Khan gives us those dream matches. He doesn't let them build up. Look at Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson. Yes, match was awesome. Match of the year. We got it. But over here on this side with booking, Triple H is like, yeah, I'm teasing it. I'm going to let you think that you're getting it. But no, we're building up to Ilia Dragonov and Gunther because it should be special when these two finally meet face to face and not just get a match off the back. So I like the fact that Jey Uso beat Ilia Dragonov. And Gunther comes out face to face with Jey. That's how we end the show. And I saw some footage from the crowd later on, after the camera stopped rolling. Well, they were still rolling, but after we went off air. And he tried to make Gunther go yeet. But no, Gunther did not have it, and he took out Jey Uso. And that was Monday Night Raw. Whew. I had a blast in Greensville, South Carolina, May 13th, 2024. Cole and Pat on commentary. It's been a crazy weekend. Ric Flair acting a fool at a pizza place, spending a lot of money on pizza. Oh, man, but there we go. Monday Night Raw. I give it a 5 out of 5. My match of the night, I have several. EOS Sky versus ShainaBasler, Zoe Stark versus Lyra, the big tag team number one contendership match, Jey Uso versus Ilia Dragonov. So tonight's Raw was banging. They got the bangers, bro. 5 out of 5 for this Monday Night Raw. Tell me what you think. Are you excited about the Queen of the Ring and King of the Ring tournaments? Because they are giving us some high-quality matches, I feel like. So drop those comments below. Hit that like, hit the subscribe, share it with your grandma, share it with the bum down in Walmart. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/New World Podcast. Get yourself that sweet nWp logo created by Penta X. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
I'd go as far as to say you have potential. You want a piece of advice? Stop wasting your time with Taylor Not So Swift over there. That one's free.